Hey, what's going on, Fruitful Lifers? Hey, I just want to give you an update on how things have been going for me. As many of you know, if you've been following me from the beginning, this is about a year and almost 4 months now for me. So everything is going great. This is the longest I have ever went on any type of eating journey. You know, normally the eating that I was doing was the eating that I shouldn't have been doing. So I have to say, this has been a life-changing and a life-altering thing for me. You know, especially who would have ever thought, especially for me, I would have never thought that I'd be considered what people would call a fruitarian. So again, I eat 80% of the food that I eat is fruit. And then I will eat some salads. And now I've even incorporated some like lentils, like beans. And you know, those that pretty much represents the cooked food that I eat now. It used to be I ate a lot of, you know, I ate cooked mushrooms, and you know, I haven't had that in a long time, but now I'm finding it to be like beans. You know, the fruit has a great source of protein in it itself. I'm not really worried about that, but you know, now that I've started getting into exercising more, I just need a little bit more protein for what I'm doing. But other than that, everything is great. I mean, literally have no complaints. Yes, I still have the issues of when I go out to eat somewhere, you know, I'm having to be very careful on what I'm getting. Hard to find places with salad bars, you know, anymore. Shout out to Jason's Deli. If you all have one close by you, they do have an organic salad bar. So look up Jason's Deli and you will find that they do have salad and some fruits on their bar as well. So anyway, those kind of things like that are, you know, from the beginning up until now, I've learned so much. So I wanted to share some of those things with you. So it's been pretty stable for me. You know, it's not something where, you know, when you would do a diet, you do it and quit and do it and quit. No, I've been 100. I've been 100 on this. Fruit is my thing. It really is. And, you know, the 20% greens, leafy greens, salads, nuts, seeds, you know, I do 20% of that as well. And I think that that's very important. Now, I am a MonoEater. Let me say that for you. For those who don't know what a MonoEater is, for example, I can eat watermelon for a whole week straight and not eat anything else but a watermelon for a whole week straight. When watermelon season gets ready to come in here in about another couple of weeks or so, normally for us in this area that I live, it's around July. Even into August a little bit. So when they come in, I'll be eating only seeded watermelon. I'll be getting it from a farmer. So I will be watching the kind of watermelon I eat. You know, the watermelon that I have to buy from the stores, it's not the best tasting watermelon, but it's what I got. So that's what I stick with. So hasn't been any falling off the wagon. You know, I don't know a lot of people deal with falling off the wagon. You know, I started and then I had to stop, and I started and I had to stop. You know, for me, it was a life or death situation. So when I started, I never quit. I didn't look back. I didn't say I wish I could have, would have. No, I did it and I have stuck with it every since. It is an altered way of life for me now. This is my new life. This is how I eat. I feel good every day. I don't wake up aching. I don't wake up in a bad mood. You know, I'm not moody unless I don't eat. If I don't eat, I can get moody. You know, and I think I can even get moody if, say, for instance, like I go on a trip or vacation somewhere and I'm only eating salads. You know, I think I get kind of moody because I want fruit. You know, fruit is just the thing that I really do love to eat. And it's really a joy to me going and searching out types of food. The only downside I say to that is when you live in a place like I live, like a small town, you know, your variety of fruit is poor. The quality of your fruit is poor. So I've been down to Florida probably 5 times within the last year. And every time I go, I'm going, I'm getting different fruit and things like that. So, it is a change and it is an alter on your life. So my weight does not fluctuate. I normally stay right around 200, 205, somewhere in there. The lowest I've gotten has actually been 193, and my family was like, "Dad, come on." I played football when I was growing up. So, but I probably need to be down in that area. And that's okay if I did. I still would love to get down into 180s, but I'm not quite sure that that's where the build of my body. I don't know if I can get there. I hope I can. Also, skin flab. So I still have a little skin flab. Still got it. It's okay though. I don't mind it. You can see, right here, like down in here. Since I've noticed it been tightening up. I've been jump roping, and man, I love jump roping. I'll get into that in a second, but it's really been really helpful for my life. So again, no falling off the wagon whatsoever. Haven't had a day where I said I'm just going to do what I want to do. No, I've had no meat. I will not pick up meat. Will not touch meat. And for those of you who are meat eaters, man, I'm getting ahead of myself. For those of you who are meat eaters, I've always told you I'm not against eating meat. I'm not against anybody eating meat. I just know that was a downfall for me. I know I had to have meat every time I ate, I had to have it. So I just basically took myself off of it. And I felt better when I took myself off of it. So meat is not an issue for me. When I do smell somebody grilling outside and they're grilling, hey, that takes me back. But it doesn't take me back that much. I will not go back to it. So those kind of things are not a problem for me. I think once you get accustomed to eating fruit, your digestion, you just see how well everything goes. You really don't want to put that stuff back into your body again. But hey, let me give you some more good news. My family is really coming around. My wife rarely eats meat now. And if it's offered, she doesn't do it. She doesn't take it. So you remember in the beginning, I was concerned about my family coming around. My wife, she did not like watermelon, but because she saw me eat it so much, she started taking little dibs here and little dabs there. And my wife eats watermelon almost every day now. She loves it. That was a thing that was not her. She just didn't like it. So she eats lots of salad, lots of fruit with me. She does smoothies and stuff now. When your family sees you doing it, especially your spouse, whether it be a wife or whether it be a husband, when your spouse sees you doing it and they see you're not going to let go, you're not giving up, you're going to do it every day, it begins to transfer over onto them. Don't push them. Don't beat them down. Do what you need to do for you. Once you can't help anybody else until you help yourself. Okay? Help yourself first, then you can help others. You help your family by staying consistent. And I believe that's what my family saw. My family saw consistency. They had never seen that before. So consistency is huge. When you're consistent, they know it's real. They change. So my wife now is definitely, she's almost there. Almost there. She may have one setback every now and then, but that's like rare. So, I'm very excited for my family, my children, mostly fruit, mostly vegetables. Of course, they're my younger children. I've got an older 3 and I have a younger 3. My older 3, they pretty much do what they want. Younger 3, I do. But, since I also preach the word, they know a lot of my messages now has been about taking care of your temple, taking care of your body. And if that's interesting to you, if you want to hear the spiritual aspect or the biblical aspect, please go to my other channel, From Processed to Pure Food Movement. Okay, it's written here on the screen. So if you want to hear about that particular aspect, about the spiritual side of eating well, please go to that channel. That's where I do that from. Please subscribe. Love to have you over there. But, just eating like this, it's been awesome. It is affecting my family. So I now look at food differently. Processed stuff, I've been not calling it food to myself, but I wouldn't do that to people. I wouldn't say that to people. I knew that it wasn't food, but I just wasn't willing to say that publicly. I don't know if it was backlash or what have you, but I'm of the belief now, processed food-like substance, processed edible substance or edible product is what I call it now. Processed food-like substances is not food. I've learned that food nourishes your body. It gives your body nutrition. It gives it energy. You're an organism, and food nourishes the organisms in your body. Okay? So what I'm also learned was that ultra-processed food-like substance does not nourish the body. It causes the body to go into decline. And so because the body goes into decline and it's not benefiting the body, then we know that it is not food. Okay. So you'll never hear me talk about UPFs. I used to call it's ultra processed food, basically. You're probably never going to hear me say that again because it is not food. I say that it's foodish. Ish means to be like. It's similar. It tries to be like food, but it is not food. Okay. And then I use food-like substances. Those are terminologies that I've adopted now because I will not call that stuff that is made in labs, that stuff that is made in manufacturing companies, the stuff that comes in cans. I will not call that stuff food anymore. Okay. Food is that grows from the ground or that grows from a tree. Or for people who eat meat, that food is lean meat. That's not the big agro companies. That's not the big companies that produce meat. That is not food. When you take something and you shoot it up full of something and you alter it, listen, a chicken, a 6-week chicken would be equivalent. The way that they let those chickens get out, when they take them to get slaughtered, a 6-week-old chicken would be a 600-pound, 6-week infant human. Let me say that to you again. The equivalent of a 6-week-old chicken that grows up and that goes and gets slaughtered and you see at the grocery store is equivalent to a 6-week-old human, an infant weighing 600 pounds. Come on, y'all. We know that's not right. So therefore it's not food. If it's been tampered with, if it's been added to, it's not food. So I tell people now, if you're going to eat meat, eat lean meat. So I talk to my family, my wife, if you feel like you have to have some meat and that's what you want, hey, the Bible allows you to have that. I don't care what nobody says about, the Bible doesn't talk about meat. Yes, it does. So if you want to eat some meat, go get some clean meat. Go to a farmer who raises it organically. Go down the street to people who do their thing. Okay, go get your meat from there because they can tell you what it's eating. But for you to go to the grocery store and buy this meat that they've got now, it's not worth it. Okay. Let me give you just a couple of more things. My anxiety that I used to have, of course, many of you know, is gone. I don't worry about health issues anymore. I used to worry every day whether or not I was going to have a heart attack and die. That was an everyday thought for me. Blood pressure. Don't have really issues with blood pressure. Now, I can tell you, I was eating hummus from the store, and I've learned how to make hummus for myself. And for a while, I would eat hummus from the store because I couldn't get my hummus at home to really taste as good. They do things with the store-bought hummus that, you're trying to figure out, what is it that they're doing? So the hummus was making my blood pressure go up. because of the salt content, the high sodium content. Well, I learned how to make hummus now. Oh my goodness. My whole family asks me to make it. I mean, literally, I learned how to make hummus and it is the bomb. So I don't have the blood pressure spikes anymore because I'm not really eating anything with sodium in it. And sodium is really what was killing us. It really is. We're like salted meat walking around. We're eating so much salt, so much sodium. So that's gone. My old clothing, still I got old clothing. Whenever I try to put it on every now and then, it's just way too big. Like this is old clothing that I have on right now. Way too big for me. But I like to wear it sometimes because it helps me remember. My last and final thing is I still have the desire to have a fruit farm down in Florida. Not a big industrial fruit farm. No, I just want a couple of acres and I want to plant all kind of trees on them. And I want to buy trees that are already fully grown because you have some trees you have to wait years to get fruit for. I want to walk out of my front porch and just start plucking my food from the tree. And that's where I'm at. And, my whole family, they're excited. We're all looking forward to that time coming. But we're just really just working. I'm working hard. I love helping people. That's what my life is about now. But, when you do these kind of things, your whole life changes. So just, again, wanted to give you an update on where I am, update on what has been taking place. I'm doing well. No thoughts of going back, no fears of death. None of those things. Blood pressure stays down in the normal range. I mean, I really can't complain. Body does not ache. I'm into jump roping now. I love jump roping. Matter of fact, as soon as I finish this video, I'm going outside to jump rope. So if you all have any questions, please put them in the comments. I'll try to keep up with them as much as I can. But it's really been great. So if you're thinking about being a fruitarian, don't think that you have to only eat fruit and you can't eat anything else. No, eat about 80% fruit and 20% the rest of whatever it is that you like. Nuts, seeds, those kind of things. And you'll see it's really a good way of living. I love it. And it has changed my life. All right. Hey, you all take care. I'll see you on the next video and enjoy. Bye-bye.